Hey, what's up guys? This is Prapreet, and in this whole December series I've been going over everything in my kit, everything in my backpack that I use every single day whenever I go out to shoot. And to end off this whole series, I kind of have gone over every single lens that I use, and I've gone over lighting, accessories, microphones and everything like that. But this is going to be my last video of 2020, and in this video I wanted to go over the camera of choice that I've been shooting on, even with newer cameras coming out almost every year now. Why have I stuck with this camera? Why have I stuck with the Sony A7 Mark III? Why am I not going to upgrade to Sony A7S Mark III or even the R4? Is the R5 out yet? But like the newer R5, like, so basically those, like R4 is better in photography, S3 is better in video than this camera, so why don't I upgrade? So in this video I'm going to be talking about why A7 Mark III, and if anyone even asked me today like what camera do I recommend, I definitely say Sony A7 Mark III is the option to go for, because it just does so much for you in long run, and it's cheap. And you know, let's just talk about everything and I'll basically unwrap everything for you now. So Sony A7 Mark III came at about $2,000 when it initially came out. If you had a student discount, you could get it for $1,800. So back in 2018 when this camera actually came out, it basically cost me $1,800, which was amazing. You know, like prior to that, I remember getting the Sony A7 II, which cost me about $2,500 to $3,000 with the tax and, you know, all that. Especially like I bought this for $1,800 off of B&H, so they basically give you a tax discount, so you don't have to pay for tax or anything. So $1,800 for this, which is a pretty solid deal, to be honest. Like the things that this camera offers, I don't think anyone has been able to offer them yet. Of course, like, you know, you have them better in S3 and for video, and then you have them better in R4 for photos. But this guy is a killer of a camera choice, because first of all, at that much price, you know, you're basically comparing twice the price for R4 or S3. They're coming at like $3,500. So round that up to $3,600, and this comes at about $1,600 now. You can get a really solid deal on this and basically get the full frame bliss out of this whole camera kit. But anyways, so that's one of the reasons, right? Price is always a matter whenever we're talking about photographers or pro photographers, or just, you know, like people who are shooting for fun. They can basically afford this camera now. They don't have to spend like $3,000-$4,000 to get a proper camera, and you know, they can get good quality of content basically without spending so much extra money, and you know, basically everyone wins. But another reason why this is such a good camera, even as pro photographer or pro cinematographer, I haven't upgraded to those other cameras. There's a couple reasons. First of all, money is, you know, as I said, it's important. Second of all, this is basically the all-rounder. It does everything for you, and you don't need to be switching different bodies to do different things. So for example, if I'm out traveling, I could only carry 2 A7 Mark IIIs, or even just one, and it would do me the job. I could shoot video with this, I could shoot photos with this. It sits at 24 megapixels, so you know, I can basically take really nice photos, but at the same time I can also shoot video with it without it being super noisy when the ISO is picked up. So for example, on R4, I think it comes around like 50 or 60 megapixels, which is insane. So every single time you shoot something with that in high ISOs, your pictures are going to be super grainy, so you can't really use R4 for video as much as, you know, you would like to. And then same thing with S3. I think that comes about at 12 megapixels. So you can't really use that for photos because you're so low on megapixels, and you know, that's great for the same reasons that when you go up on ISO, it's going to give really nice and sharp video. But at the same time, you know, like, you can't really use that camera to do prints or anything else, because 12 megapixels isn't going to do you much. And especially in this day's like age, I think iPhones do better than 12 megapixels. Or so basically what I'm trying to say is, if you have 12 megapixel S3, you can't use that for photos. You can't ever crop in. Don't even think about it. You're going to get like really pixelated, bad quality images. So S3 off the list for photography, R4 off the list for video. So what do you actually use? This guy right here. So A7 III. This guy is a killer of a camera because it does photos, it does video. The things that I love about this is, you know, like the fact that it's mirrorless. First of all, you can basically go from the viewfinder to the LCD screen and you have the same view. You don't have that on DSLRs, you don't have those on any other things. And obviously, you know, this would be the third main thing that I like about this, is that, you know, basically you are able to see everything through the viewfinder or the LCD screen, and you basically don't need to be, you know, guessing anything. You can see almost everything that's coming out of this. The second thing I really like about it is the bigger battery than the prior A7 Mark II. You know, it's a bigger battery, it's all that, you know. It's not this is not a review video. This is more of just like why I still shoot with it as a pro and why I haven't upgraded. Third would be the focus. Obviously, you know, just like it's able to focus almost everywhere, and the iFocus is crazy good on here. You can almost focus on anything and you are basically guaranteed sharp images. Colors are great. I have had people say the Canon colors are better, but I still have to, you know, see that for myself. I was a Canon user before. I didn't see those colors or the color science being that much great. I obviously edit my photos and the colors, I bump them up or I change them in Lightroom, etc. So that doesn't matter to me, but ease of use on this is really nice. Obviously there are a couple things that I like in the S3, for example, the articulating screen, so the screen doesn't actually go all the way around. I can't really vlog with it, but I've got a pretty nifty solution to that. It's just a mirror on top, and I'm basically able to see myself, and that works. So that's a really cheap way to, you know, give yourself an articulating screen. But other than that, this is a really solid camera. It has dual SD card slots. So if I basically wanted, I could record a wedding or something on 2 cards at the same time. Of course, that's going to take up more battery and stuff, but that's a, you know, possibility. Another thing I really like about it is the fact that it can connect to your smartphone, and, you know, you can basically monitor yourself through that as well. But other than that, I think that this is still going to be my go-to camera. I'm basically waiting on A7 Mark IV, where, you know, they would introduce an articulating screen and all those newer features. But video-wise, it's good. Photo-wise, it's good. So it's a really nice all-rounder camera that you can go for, and especially since the price has decreased to like 1600, I believe now, 16 to 1700. This is a must-have for any photographers out there. Even if you are using A7 III or A7 R4, I definitely say pick one up as your, you know, extra camera that you can basically use this for almost anything. You know, like if I have, for example, if I just have the R4, no one can come and use that for video in dark situations, or S3, no one can just pick that up and start taking photos with it. So that's why I've basically stuck to 2 A7 Mark IIIs. I've seen people where, you know, they would carry 2 cameras for photos, 2 cameras for video. I think that's just a waste of money, waste of gear, especially most of the people, you know, out there. If you're doing photos and video, definitely go with this one. Obviously, if you have more of a speciality towards video or photos, then you can go to one of those options, but definitely for me, this is the way to go. Like overall, I'm really happy with this. I could probably go another 2 years with this camera. I think that the only thing that might be a case in the future would be the frame rate at 4K, etc. So definitely, you know, I can't shoot 4K at 60p or anything like that, so I would have to sacrifice that to 30p at the moment. But going forward, if that 4K just becomes a really big deal, then obviously we'll do that. Other than that, I don't see myself, you know, going out of this. I think A7 Mark IV, whenever that comes out, that's going to solve all cases, and I'll probably settle for that. So that'll be it for today. That'll be it for this year, basically. So I just wanted to say Happy New Year, and this will be the last video I post this year, unless there is a case kind of going on with me on Amazon. Some hackers got into it. I don't want to do spoilers, but basically I'll be making that video whenever that comes out. You'll be able to see it, and, you know, basically this will be the last video of the year, and I just wanted to wish you everyone like a Happy New Year. I know 2020 has been tough, but hopefully 2021 will be much better. And, you know, we kind of learned things from 2020, so at the end of the day, we got a lot to learn out of this. crappy year. I don't want to use the word crappy, but it's been a pretty tough year, and we've all kind of learned things from it. And yeah, so this will be it for today's video, this year's videos. This year has been big for me. I've been making YouTube videos this year, so I finally got some response out of this whole community. But yeah, so this will be it. If you guys have any questions about A7 Mark III or how to use this camera, let me know. I can do a video on that in the future as well. But other than that, this will be it. And thank you for continuously supporting me. And I hope you guys keep supporting me. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. This will be it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video next year. Peace out.